Welcome to your Chapter 5 Quiz Study Guide. This is for sections 5.1 through 5.4, and we're going to go through the quiz that can be found in your textbook on page 217. Have out a sheet of paper and a pencil, and pause the video as you get to each problem. Solve them before I do, and then listen as we go through them to find the correct solutions. So let's start with numbers 1 and 2. Number 1, it asks you to rate the ratio of tulips to lilies. Since tulips comes first, the first number must represent the tulips. You can see here there's 1, 2, 3 tulips compared to simply 2 lilies. So we have a 3 to 2 ratio. Number 2, crayons to markers. Well, I need to find the crayons first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 crayons to 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 markers. So 8 to 4 ratio, and I'm going to simplify that down. They each have a common factor of 4, so I get a 2 to 1 final ratio. Crayons to markers is a 2 to 1 ratio. Number 3 and 4, it asks you to find the missing values in the ratio table. So for shoes, up here in the blank spot, I have to look at the boots. And notice it goes from a 2 up to an 8. How do they do that? That's what I need to figure out first. And they scaled it up by 4 times. They multiplied it by 4. Whenever I do the one, I must do the same thing to the other to keep the ratio intact. So 7 times 4 gives me 28. Now I want to find out the bottom part of the boots right here. And I can look and see that shoes went from 7, they scaled it up by 7 times to give you 49. So then I'm going to take the boots where the 2 is, multiply that, scale that up by 7, and 2 times 7 gives you 14. Trains and airplanes. 3 to 12 is a times 4, scaled it up by 4. Airplanes, scale that up by 4. Make sure you're doing the same exact thing on trains and on airplanes. 8 times 4 is 32. Then I can see from 8 to 48, they scaled up by 6. So I need to go my trains where the 3 is, multiply that by 6, and you get 18 trains. Numbers 5 and 6 just ask you to write a rate. They don't necessarily ask you for the unit rate, so you can literally pick any of the double number line rates that are given to you, and you can write simply 20 liters for 6 minutes. 20 liters every 6 minutes. You could have also chosen 10 liters for 3 minutes, and so on. Number 6, tickets. I'm just going to choose that one right there, and it's 5 tickets for 20 points. Now, if I was trying to find the unit rate, I would want to know for either one single ticket or for one single point. I'll probably go with one ticket would be 4 points. So one ticket for every 4 points. And that's called the unit rate, but they're not necessarily asking us for the unit rate. Those will come on the next few problems. Now, numbers 7 through 10, you must find the unit rate, the single unit. Okay, so 12 touchdowns in 6 games. We want to know how many touchdowns in one single game, or per game. So 12 and 6, simplify that down, and you get 2 touchdowns per game. Number 8, 15 text messages in 5 minutes. We want to know how many text messages in one single minute. Divide by 5, so you get that down, shrink it down to 1, which means divide that by 5, shrink it down to 3. So it's 3 texts per minute. Number 9, 80 entries in 4 contests. So how many entries in one single contest or per contest? And divide by 4, so divide that by 4, and you get 20 entries per contest. 75 questions in 25 minutes. So we want to know how many questions per minute in one single minute. Divide by 25, you get 1 minute. And 75 divided by 25, you get 3. So it's 3 questions per minute. And that's what we call a unit rate because we're finding for one single category, one single answer. Number 11, 3 albums cost $36. So let's take what we know. 3 albums, $36. That's what they tell us. How much would 5 albums downloads cost? So 5 albums, we want to know the price. We don't know this. This is what we need to figure out. How can we get it? Can we get from 3 to 5 very easily? The answer is no. So what we should do is find the unit rate. Let's scale this down and find the unit rate. If it's 3 downloads and it's $36, how much would 1 download be? Well, divide by 3, you get 1. So divide that by 3, you get $12. Now we know the unit rate. The unit rate is shown to us right here. We just figured it out. One album, every album costs $12. So now we want to have 5 album downloads. How do you get from 1 up to 5? We're going to scale up this time by 5. So let's take our cost, $12, scale that up by 5, and 12 times 5, 60. And that is our final answer. $60 would be the total cost for 5 album downloads. Shampoo, you can buy 20 fluid ounces of shampoo for $4.40, or 24 fluid ounces for $4.80. Which is the better buy? So let's compare them. Remember, money goes in first, 99.9% of the time. $4.40 divided by 20, and we end up right here with a 2, which is 40. Subtract, you get 4. 22 is money, 22 cents per ounce. 22 cents per ounce for the 20-ounce bottle. And I'll just change colors. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing. $4.80 divided by 24. You're going to get 0. 24 goes into 48 twice, which is exactly 48. 0, 20 cents. So for the 24-ounce bottle, it's going to cost 20 cents per ounce. And now you're comparing unit rate to unit rate. 22 cents or 20 cents. If you're paying for it, you want the cheaper bottle. The better value, the better deal, the better buy is the 24-ounce bottle. And you would explain it with words and with all of your work. Number 13, write each ratio. Explain what the ratio means. So, Celtic championships to Lakers championships. 17 Celtics, 16 for the Lakers. So it's a 17 to 16 ratio. Pistons to Spurs. Pistons, 3. Spurs, 4. Pistons comes first, so the value must come first. 3 to 4 ratio. Bulls to Lakers. Bulls are 6. Lakers are 16. Bulls comes first, so we're going to say it's a 6 to 16. And we're going to simplify it, shrink them down to each of a factor of 2, and we get a 3 to 8 ratio as our final answer. Your quiz is tomorrow, I believe, or very soon coming up. Make sure you are studying, you are asking questions, and get that 100%.